The Rutland City School Board is here, Dr. Michael Dick. So on and on it goes. The Stars are out tonight. It's like a championship bout in Vegas. And the three officials tonight, by the way, are George Cook, Don Corey, and also Buster Captain. So we have three officials for this one. And checking the starting lineups, first of all, for the Brattleboro Colonels, the defending state champs under Coach Bob Bashford. Starting in the backcourt, a real key for this club is Trevor Golding, a 5'7" junior. Also Josh Norris, a 5'10" senior. Starting up front, Drew Kasich, a 6'4" senior. Shane McClellan, a 6'2" senior. And Chris Costello, a 6'4" senior. Costello, who we saw last week against MSJ, came off the bench to lead the Colonels, but he's starting tonight. So it's Golding and Norris in the backcourt with Kasich, McClellan, and Costello starting up front for Brattleboro. For Rutland High under Coach Sid Thompson, Luke Barron starting in the backcourt, a 6'1" senior, along with Jeff Sin, a 6' senior. Starting up front, Stuart St. Peter, a 6'4" junior, Mike Sievertson, a 6'1" senior, and Jimmy and Agnes, a 6'1" senior. So it's Luke Barron and Jeff Sin in the backcourt with Stuart St. Peter, Mike Sievertson, and Jimmy and Agnes starting up front for Rutland High. The Raiders do have an injury, sprained ankle, Kyle Berquist, so he will not be seeing action tonight. He is not in uniform. You mentioned, Andy, that obviously the game is a big one, perhaps more so overall. I think they look to the overall record more than league titles and what have you, even though the winner of the game tonight would be in first place in the Marble Valley League. Undisputed first place, Marble Valley League A division, but Rutland has a big game coming up tomorrow at South Burlington. As we know, the South Burlington-Rutland game here was canceled, but they do have a game up there, and that's tomorrow afternoon, and that's a game that certainly could go either way. But first things first, this is a big one here.
This certainly is, and you mentioned already, you got to one of my points. I was going to mention how we know one thing about Brattleboro is they've got talented guards, and Trevor Golding was a big part. I believe he's only a junior this year. I'm not sure.
Yes, he is.
He's a junior. I was going to say he was a sophomore last year, and he was the leader of that championship team. He was very impressive up there. And they've also got Josh Norris, another kid that played a lot for him. And those two guys, in my opinion, are probably right up there with the best two guards in the state when you look at 1-2 combinations. And then you look at the Raiders, you look at Luke Barron and Jeff Sin, and I think they match up comparably. They're right up there with probably the best two guards in the state for any team. So I think the guards are very comparable on this team. My question is the big men. We saw Costello last year do a lot of good things against the Raiders. He came off the bench last year. You said he came off the bench against MSJ the other night. He's an impressive player, and it's going to be interesting to see. Without Berquist, they don't have another guy to go to on the bench. If Stuart St. Peter gets in foul trouble, if Ben Anderson gets in foul trouble, or even an Agnes who plays that big man spot occasionally gets in foul trouble, they're going to have to be careful tonight without the services of Kyle Berquist, because he's one of their bigger players, and that's 5 more fouls to give. So that's a key point, I think, for tonight. They're going to have to be careful and just play good execution basketball. And we know this team can do it. They can run and they can set up and play the half-court offense. And in my opinion, they're just going to have to do all things good. It's obvious this is a big one, and I'm ready for it. I know you are.
All right, we'll be set to go here momentarily. I know we have our national anthem coming up. Tonight's game also featuring 4 of the leading scorers in the Marble Valley League large school divisions. Jeff Sin, number 3 in the league. Shane McClellan of Brattleboro, number 11. Chris Costello, number 12. And Jimmy and Agnes at number 14 in the league in scoring Marble Valley League large school divisions. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. As always, a lovely job on the national anthem. And was it Jamie Ingalls? It usually is Jamie here. I don't want to get the wrong person, but at any rate, a lovely job on the national anthem here. As we're set to go, boys basketball, Brattleboro and Rutland, and the winner of this game will be an undisputed possession of first place in the Marble Valley League A division. More importantly, though, is the overall record, because Brattleboro's lost 5 games. The Raiders have lost 4. Brattleboro, however, has played 15 games. The Raiders 13. The Raiders will only play 19 because of that cancellation of the South Burlington game here. And again, Rutland will be at South Burlington tomorrow afternoon. That is a 1:30 start time. Rutland going left to right here in the first half. Brattleboro right to left. Drew Kasich will be jumping center for the Colonels against the Raiders. Stuart St. Peter will be underway some 30 minutes later than the scheduled start time from 7:30 as we approach 8 o'clock. And the tap is controlled by Brattleboro. Goes to McClellan, to Josh Norris. He goes to Golding, and we're underway. Golding trots into the forecourt against Luke Barron's man-to-man. The Raiders in that man-to-man defense now. On the left to Norris, to the left baseline, and he's traveling. So right off the bat, first turnover of the ball game, and the Raiders go on hoop in the backcourt. The JV game tonight went to the wire. Rutland won it by a score of 79-75. Luke Barron into the forecourt, picked up by Golding on the bounce left sideline to Mike Sievertson. So Brattleboro in the man-to-man. St. Peter with it now, left side of the circle, left side of the lane. Feeds underneath to Anagnos, and he lays it in. And the Raiders draw first blood. Rutland High leads it 2-0. Again, 3 officials in this game tonight selected big games in the semis and the finals. Come tournament time, with it is Josh Norris near the left sideline, going to work on Sin into the lane, ducks underneath, lays it up, and in. It's going to count, and he got fouled. We got a tie ball game at 2 apiece. And I believe it was Sievertson who got him. Mike Sievertson on the foul for Rutland High. First on Sievertson, first on the team. And Josh Norris, a 5'10 senior, with an opportunity for a three-point play, and his shot is around the rim, no good. Rebound, Jimmy Anagnos. Outlet now to Mike Sievertson. So we're tied at 2, 7:15 remaining first quarter. Sievertson on the left goes to Luke Barron. Now top of the circle to Jimmy Anagnos. On the right to Jeff Sin. Looks inside, dribbles once, still looking inside. Try to force it into Barron, knocked away by Golding, picked off by Josh Norris. Norris into the forecourt, goes to Kasich, into the lane. His shot is in and out off the glass. Kasich the rebound, brings it back out to Golding. Golding on the left wing, dribbles to the left toward the left baseline, backs it up toward the sideline, back out to Norris left wing. Norris dribbles left to right. Stops halfway between the circles, right sideline to Costello, down low to Kasich, right side of the lane, turnaround, around the rim, no good. Rebound tapped around, back to Kasich, right baseline, puts it back up, no good. Rebound, Jimmy Anagnos. Anagnos goes to Jeff Sin. Sin into the forecourt, down the right sideline, picked up by Norris off the man-to-man. Sin to the right baseline, back out to Barron on the left, into the key to St. Peter. His jumper's good. Raiders lead at 4-2. We have 6:14 remaining in the first quarter here at the Keep Gym. Pretty good crowd. Still room for a lot more if you're in the general area. Kasich down low to Costello, right side of the lane. Turns, fires up, no good. Rebound, Sin. We got a foul on Trevor Golding of Brattleboro. And that foul on Golding is his first on the team. You know, when you talk about Brattleboro, certainly Costello is important, but Golding is the guy they can afford to lose.
They can't afford to lose him. He's the key to the whole team, the whole offense.
Into the forecourt, down the middle, Sievertson, right wing to Jimmy Anagnos. Looks inside, down low to Sin, spins, fires up. It's in and out, no good. Rebound, Costello. Throws it ahead now to Golding down the right sideline. Trevor Golding, cross-court left sideline to Josh Norris. Looking inside, goes to McClellan, left side of the lane. Back out front now to Golding, top of the circle. Dribbles to the lane, back to Norris. He dribbles to the lane. Head fakes, pumps up the short jumper. No good. Norris the rebound. And his shot is blocked by Anagnos at the baseline. It goes to McClellan. His shot no good. Anagnos the rebound. And we got a whistle and a foul in the rebounding action after Anagnos came down with the basketball. And the foul is on Costello. So that is the first on Chris Costello, and that is the second on the team.
Big defensive series for Anagnos right there.
Sievertson into the forecourt for Rutland High, chased by Golding. Stops right sideline. On the bounce now to Anagnos. Wanted to go back to Sievertson, goes by him and out of bounds. And Brattleboro will control in the backcourt. 5:17 left first quarter. The Raiders have the early lead, 4-2. Both teams using the man-to-man defensively. Into the forecourt, Trevor Golding, picked up by Luke Barron. Golding dribbles toward the right and stops out front to Josh Norris now. He's picked up by Jeff Sin as he dribbles right to left, stops left side of the circle, back out to Golding. Golding dribbles toward the right sideline, feeds it back out front to Norris, top of the circle. Norris looking inside against Jeff Sin, controlling off the dribble now. On the bounce, right sideline to Chris Costello. Costello dribbles around, throws up the long bomb, and it is no good. Rebound to Sievertson. That hit the bottom of the net. Sievertson goes to Luke Barron. Luke Barron into the forecourt. On the left now to Jeff Sin. Back to Barron. Barron toward the right sideline. Up top now to St. Peter, underneath to Anagnos. He lays it up and in. Looked like Brattleboro was in the 2-3 zone that time down the floor, as the Raiders lead at 6-2. 4:20 remaining first quarter. Brattleboro's changed up defensively. At least they did that other trip down the floor for the Raiders. Costello back to Golding, left sideline. The bounce down to McClellan, left side of the circle. To the left side of the lane, head fakes out to Costello. Dribbles to the left side of the lane, pulls up with a jumper, and air ball comes down to Barron. Barron loops it ahead now to Sin down the left sideline. Sin pulls it up left sideline. Goes to St. Peter. Underneath to Anagnos to Sievertson. A shot blocked by Golding. And we got a foul on Golding, and that would be his second. And so Golding with 2 and Costello with 1 for Brattleboro. Those are the guys, if you're a Raider fan, that you want to see in foul trouble. As Golding's going to sit down, and into the ball game is Alex Findlay for the Brattleboro Colonels. Or Costello's going to be the guy sitting down. Or they're both going down. Yeah, they're going to both sit down because Spino is also in. Spino and Findlay are in for Golding and Costello. As Siebertson's at the line for 2 in the active shooting. And his first shot is good. He'll get another as the Raiders have opened up a 7-2 lead. So Alex Findlay is in for Golding, and Spino is in for Costello for Brattleboro. Second shot by Siebertson. No good off the rim. Rebound. Fought for, and it finally comes down to Josh Norris. Raiders have the 5-point lead in the early going. Left sideline with it is Mark Spino, a 5'10 junior. Sends it to Kasich, left side of the lane. Short jumper, no good. Rebound to Jeffson, and he dribbles up quickly for the Raiders into the forecourt. On the right, he goes to Anagnos down the right baseline. His shot is blocked by Kasich, comes down to Norris. Norris brings it the other way for the Colonels into the forecourt. Picked up by Siebertson. Norris to the right side of the lane. His pass is stolen away by Luke Barron. Barron drives all the way to the bucket, lays it up, no good. We got a foul against Brattleboro. Barron will be at the line for 2 in the active shooting. The Brattleboro now already with 4 team fouls. That foul before on Golding was the 3rd on the team. Now this is the 4th, and that foul is on Shane McClellan, his first.
Good defense right there by Luke Barron. He slid across. He was covering Norris, and then Norris went for the little dump-out pass, and he slid across and picked it off. Took it coast to coast.
Barrett misses the first. He'll get another. Rutland 7, Brattleboro 2.
Took it coast to coast and went strong to the hoop and got fouled. Nice play by Luke.
Luke Barron, a 6'1 senior, lines up the second shot, and it's no good. Missed them both. Drew Kasich, the rebound for Brattleboro. His outlet pass intended for Findlay goes by him and out of bounds. Turnover there, and the Raiders will control from midcourt. Brattleboro looks tight in the early going.
They do look a little sloppy. I was going to mention that the Raiders have to capitalize right now while Brattleboro's giving them the opportunity.
Brattleboro in that 2-3 zone now. Sin out front to Barron. Now into the lane to Sievertson. Dribbles to the right and goes to Sin right sideline. Head fakes, goes to the right baseline. Back out right sideline to Barron. Back to Sin. Head fakes to the right baseline. 17-footer bang. It's 9-2. The Raiders up by 7. Less than 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Mark Spino, who didn't play in the game we saw last week, Brattleboro against MSJ, controls now for Brattleboro. Now to Kasich, right sideline. Now to McClellan in the key. Dribbles to the left side of the lane and stops, and we got a traveling violation on Shane McClellan. So things coming apart for the Colonels in the early going, and Bob Bashford wants a timeout. 2:45 left first quarter. Our score, Rutland 9, Brattleboro 2. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Back at the Keefe Gym, the Raiders lead it by 7, 2:45 remaining first quarter.
Unofficially, we got a stat from Bob Fredette. The Brattleboro Colonels are 1 for 11 from the field right now. So they're not shooting the ball well. Plus, they're turning it over. We saw Kasich throw the rebound pass out of bounds and give the Raiders a second chance. They've got to capitalize here, take a decent-sized lead.
Brattleboro in the zone as Jeff Sin has it for the Raiders, right sideline of the forecourt. Out front to Barron on the bounce to Anagnos on the left to Sievertson now. Sievertson dribbles once, back out to Luke Barron. Looking inside against that 2-3 Brattleboro zone. On the right now to Jeff Sin. Throws up the long 3. It's no good. Rebound, Anagnos right baseline. Spins, fires, and hits. 11-2. The Raiders up by 9. Into the forecourt down the middle. Spino for the Brattleboro Colonels. Spino in with Norris, McClellan, Kasich, and also Findlay. Norris with it now, way out front, halfway between the circles, stops the dribble. On the cut to Findlay, sends it to Kasich near the left sideline. Back on the bounce, right side to Norris, dribbles into the lane, pulls up for the short jumper and hits. First Brattleboro bucket in a while. It's 11-4, Rutland by 7, 1:50 remaining first quarter. Into the forecourt for the Raiders, Jeff Sin, now to Luke Barron. Barron back to Sin on the left. On the bounce, left baseline to Jimmy Anagnos. Double teamed off the zone, back out to Barron. Wanted to go to Sievertson, knocked away, scramble for the basketball. Barron runs it down in the backcourt, then has his pass stolen away by McClellan. McClellan to Norris, and Brattleboro has it in the forecourt. Josh Norris controlling as he dribbles left to right. Brian Pinney gets set to check in for Rutland. Spino with it, left sideline. On the cut to Findlay, lays it up and in left-handed. Alex Findlay, a 5'9 senior, and the Raiders lead at 11-6. Into the forecourt, down the right sideline is Luke Barron. Dribbles right to left on the bounce, left side to Sin. On the left, he goes to Sievertson, back to Sin, left wing. Up top now to Anagnos in the key. Now to Barron, throws up the 3. It's no good. Rebound, fought for, and it goes out of bounds. and it goes off Rutland High. Brattleboro will control in the backcourt. Brian Pinney is in for Rutland High for Luke Barron. Costello getting set to check back in for Brattleboro. And he will not check in right now, though, as Brattleboro controlling in the backcourt with Spino. Also, Antonio Dorado Arana is getting set to check in for Brattleboro. Going to practice that one, Andy, for halftime. Spino with it right wing, out of Norris, right side of the circle. Norris underneath the Kasich into the lane, turns, fires up. It's around the rim and in, but it won't count. He was traveling. Ben Anderson checks in for Rutland High now for Stuart St. Peter. Here comes both Costello and Arana for Brattleboro. Kasich is out, and so is Spino.
Hopefully he won't score, so I don't have to say his name at halftime.
Well, Arana is really more or less a replacement for Shuad De Jong. He's from Spain, and he moved to Brattleboro when the basketball season got underway. Anderson to the left baseline to Sin. His 15-footer bang. Rutland 13, Brattleboro 6. 24 seconds remaining first quarter now at the Keefe Gym. Left sideline in the forecourt, Finley. Down low to Arana, left baseline. His shot is no good. Rebound fought for, it goes out of bounds. And it goes off Ben Anderson, so Brattleboro will control from the baseline with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. His name is Antonio Dorado Arana. Norse gets set to put the ball into play, and he tried to get it into Arana, knocked away, picked up at midcourt by Finley, but his pass intercepted by Sin. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Sin to the right baseline, lost control, saved it to Anderson. Out front now to Pinney. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Pinney throws up the three. It's short as time expires, ending the first quarter. But a good quarter for the Raiders after one our score. Rutland 13 and Brattleboro 6 back after this 30-second timeout. The second quarter, the Raiders are led by as many as 9 in the first quarter.
Big quarter for the two seniors, Jeff Sin and Jimmy Anagnos. Jimmy looks a little more aggressive than he did the other night. Against Burton, he looked a little sluggish. He didn't even play the second half against him.
Just some foul trouble early in that one.
He did get into foul trouble. He didn't even see the second half. Disappointing night for him, I think. And tonight he looks very aggressive. He's taken, like I said, that smaller body to the bigger guys.
Raiders basketball with it out front is Jeff Sin to the left sideline to Mike Sievertson. 2-3 Brattleboro zone on the bounce to Anagnos into the lane. On the right to Sin, throws up the 18-footer, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound fought for, it goes out of bounds off Mike Sievertson. Brattleboro will control in the backcourt, going with Chris Costello, Josh Norris, Alex Finley, also in there, Antonio Dorado Arana. I keep wanting to say Arancha Sanchez Vicario. It would be a lot easier, but it's Arana. And we'll get to the other player. McClellan's also in there as Raiders knock the ball out of bounds, and Brattleboro will try again from the right sideline as Luke Barron comes in for the Raiders for Jeff Sin. Chris Costello with it, right sideline, as he gets set to put the ball into play for Brattleboro. And he gets it into play to Shane McClellan. Dribbles from the sideline to the lane, dumps it off for Arana out to Norris left wing. Picked up by Pinney off the man-to-man. Norris dribbles to the left sideline and stops. Back out now to Costello, left side of the circle. Costello to the left side of the lane. Drives, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Arana, head fakes, back up, no good. Rebound to McClellan in the lane, short jumper's good. Well, the Raiders lead it now 13-8. 5-point Rutland High lead early going second quarter. Brattleboro in the zone. Pinney now. Halfway between the circles. Up top to Jimmy Anagnos. Left baseline to Sievertson. Into the lane. Running right-hander around the rim and in. Rutland 15, Brattleboro 8, 6:52 remaining in the half. Down the middle for the Colonels comes Josh Norris. Top of the circle, controlling up the dribble against Pinney. To the right side of the lane, pulls up, and we have a foul against Brian Pinney. I don't believe Norris ever got a shot away, or did he?
No, he didn't.
The foul on Pinney is his first, and that's the second on the team. They did call it on the floor. Stuart St. Peter checks in for Rutland High for Ben Anderson.
Doing a nice job off the bench. He's defensively, he's improved his game quite a bit. We saw him going for balls all over the floor the other night, and tonight he had a nice play, knocked it out of bounds.
Trevor Golding is checked in for Brattleboro now, and with it down low, McClellan lays it up, no good. Rebound to Anagnos, ahead now to Pinney into the forecourt down the right sideline. Golding checked in for Norris. Pinney lost it to Finley as Finley stole the ball away. Golding with it now into the forecourt down the middle to the key to the lane, and we're going to whistle and a foul against the Raiders. I believe it's on Barron. And that foul on Luke is his first, and that's the third on the team. So it's Golding along with Arana, McClellan, Costello, and Finley for Brattleboro. We'll set the Raider alignment here in a moment. Golding gets it into Finley, left baseline. Controlling off the dribble between the sideline and the lane now. Out front, left side to Chris Costello, picked up by Jimmy and Agnes. Costello holding the ball over his head. Dribbles left to right, stops. Now to Golding, right sideline. Trevor Golding. Looking at the bucket, dribbles toward the middle and backs it up again and brings it back out front on the left to Finley. Left side of the circle. On the cut to McClellan. He drives, wanted to go underneath to Arana, off his hands. Costello tries to save it, can't do it. And the Raiders will control in the backcourt, going with Mike Sievertson, Luke Barron, Jimmy and Agnes, Brian Pinney, and Stuart St. Peter.
Once again, aggressive defense by the Raiders. Brattleboro running their offense, but not being able to get the shots off, and the support help from the Raiders sliding over.
Barron with it on the bounce, right side to St. Peter, to the baseline. He drives, lays it up, no good. He was moved away from the bucket. McClellan the rebound to Golding. Golding into the forecourt for Brattleboro. On the left, he goes to Arana, left baseline. Back out to Golding, left sideline. Picked up by Luke Barron off the man-to-man. Golding going to work, backs it up to the sideline. Down low to Costello, back to Golding now. Golding looking inside, comes cross-court, and we got a foul away from the basketball.
And Agnes.
It is on Jimmy and Agnes, his first. And that's the fourth on the team. Both teams have 4 team fouls. 5:30 left first half. It's Rutland 15, Brattleboro 8. Golding getting set to put the ball into play for the Colonels from the baseline. Gets it into Finley to the left baseline. Drives on the bounce to McClellan. Short jumper good off the glass. Raiders lead at 15-10. Barron ahead now to Sievertson into the forecourt. Sievertson right sideline, dribbles right to left to the key to the lane. Left side of the lane, head fakes and goes to an Agnes left side. Agnes looking around, sends it back out to Pinney. Wanted to go to St. Peter, by him, picked off by Arana. Arana goes all the way to the lane, keeps, lays it up, and in, but it won't count. We got an offensive foul on Antonio Dorado Arana. His first.
Great defensive play by Pinney to get back. He threw the ball away, but then he was heads up enough to come all the way back down, get position set, and he does that quite well for the Raiders. I've seen him take a few charges this year, and that was a nice defensive play right there.
That's the 5th on the team, as a couple of substitutions now. Spino is in, out is Finley for Brattleboro. Into the ball game for Brattleboro now is Ben Moselle, and getting a breather is Shane McClellan. Jeff Sin is in for Rutland for Brian Pinney. Luke Barron controlling for the Raiders into the forecourt, blows right by Golding. On the left wing goes to Mike Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles left to right, looks left, goes up top now to Barron. Brattleboro back in the man-to-man now, and we got a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. The foul is on Arana.
He was holding an Agnes underneath. Same call they just got on Jimmy down against McClellan at the other end.
Second on Arana, 6th on the team, and Arana sits down, and back into the ball game for Brattleboro's Drew Kasich. Kasich is 6'4" senior. The Raiders will control from the baseline. Sievertson looking around, still looking, loops it in, wanted to go to St. Peter, deflected, picked off by Golding. Golding into the forecourt for Brattleboro. Golding top of the circle. Golding to the key and then backs it up. Now goes to Spino right side. Now to Moselle to the right side of the lane, and he's traveling. Rutland will control in the backcourt. 4:40 remaining first half. Rutland 15, Brattleboro 10. Brattleboro's outscored the Raiders 4-2 here in the second quarter. We've got a steal by Golding in the forecourt. Golding backs it up toward the sideline, dribbles to the lane, and back out now to Spino. Spino way out front near the left sideline now. He stops the dribble up top to Moselle, top of the circle. Ben Moselle for Brattleboro. Ben Moselle on the right wing goes to Golding. Golding to the key to the line, to the lane, dumps it back out to Spino, lines up the 18-footer, no good. Goes over the bucket, run down by Moselle, right sideline. On the bounce to Costello, right side of the lane. Costello dribbles once, looks at the bucket, back out to Spino, top of the circle. Spino backs it up toward midcourt. Underneath, wanted to go to Kasich, picked off by Barron, starts the 2-on-1 break on the bounce to Sin. He drives and lays it in. Raiders go up 17-10, 3:50 left first half. Down the middle, Trevor Golding for the Colonels, picked up by Luke Barron off the man-to-man. Golding to the key to the line, to the lane on the bounce, left sideline. It goes to Spino, now to Kasich in the lane. His 14-footer around the rim, no good. Rebound, fought for, and it's tapped out to Barron. Starts the break down the middle. On the bounce to St. Peter from the baseline, lays it up, no good, but he was fouled. St. Peter will be at the line for 2. That also puts Brattleboro over the limit. I believe they're going to, who are they going to call that one on? Kasich is first. Drew Kasich on his first. St. Peter in the act of shooting at the line for 2. As Brent Bliss is into the ball game for the Raiders. And sitting down is Sievertson.
Appears to have a bloody nose.
Spino is out for Brattleboro as Norris is back in. Now Anderson checks in for Jimmy Anagnos for Rutland High. Notice when that starting unit is in for Brattleboro, even though they did go into the 2-3 zone, they like to go to the man-to-man with that starting unit, at least when Golding and Norris are both in there, as St. Peter misses the first. We'll see if that's always the case. Probably not, but...
The one thing about Golding, I think you might be a little surprised, is Luke Barron's a very quick player, and I think these two are going to be all over each other all night long, and we've seen it so far here in the first half.
St. Peter misses the second as well. He missed them both. Costello came down with a rebound and went to Golding, and Golding with it into the forecourt down the middle. Golding sends it back to Costello, right sideline, way out front. Dribbles right to left now. Chris Costello now goes to North, dribbles left to right to the key, on the right to Golding. Dribbles to the lane, back out to Costello, dribbles left to right to the key, into the lane, running right, Anders good. Went left to right and then right down the lane, throw up the runner. 17-12, Rutland by 5, less than 3 minutes remaining first half. Sin with it to the key to the line, fires up the 15-footer and drills it. 19-12, the Raiders by 7. Golding into the forecourt for Brattleboro. Want to work on Barron, top of the circle. Golding controlling off the dribble, goes to the left sideline to Norris. Dribbles left to right now, to the key to the line, spins back out to Costello, right sideline. He dribbles right to left, to the key, on the left to Golding now, left sideline. Golding dribbles left to right to the left side of the circle, still controlling off the dribble. Drives to the left side of the lane, feeds it out to Kasich, left baseline, his jumper no good, rebound Bliss. Outlet to Sin into the forecourt down the left sideline. Sin pulls up for the jumper and hits. 21-12, a 9-point Raider lead. That matches their biggest lead. Coming down on 2 minutes left first half. Into the forecourt down the middle, Trevor Golding for Brattleboro. He directs the attack out front. Trevor Golding, the 5'7" junior guard, right sideline to Josh Norris now. Norris dribbles right to left as he brings it out front near the midcourt circle. Left sideline to Costello. Costello dribbles into the lane, forces up the shot, no good. We got a foul. Maybe before the shot. We'll wait and see here. And the foul is on St. Peter. That is his first. 6th on the team before the shot as Shane McClellan checks back in for Brattleboro for Drew Kasich, and Agnes is in for St. Peter for Rutland High.
I believe that's only 5 on the team.
5 on the team. Check it.
She's scaring me again already.
I can see Rutland's side of the board, not Brattleboro, so... Brattleboro's over the limit, and the Raiders have 1 to give. Minute 46 left first half, and the Raiders lead at 21-12. It'll be Brattleboro's basketball from the baseline.
Right now, both teams are playing good defense. We have a low-scoring game. Obviously, we got a minute 46 left in the first half. It's only 21-12. Brattleboro, like we mentioned in the first quarter, unofficially shot 1 for 11, so they're shooting very poorly. Here in the second quarter, they've only got 6 points, so they've got 6 points in each quarter. Jeff Sinn's the story right now for the Raiders. He's got 10 big points, 2 in a row here coming down. He just pulled up and let it go. I think he's feeling his shot tonight. He looks pretty smooth, and Jeff's having a big night so far, 10 points.
Golding getting set to put the ball into play. Gets it in now to McClellan. Back to Golding. Left sideline up for 3. No good. Rebound fought for. Comes down to McClellan underneath. Lays it up. No good. But it was blocked by Sin, and we got a foul. Are they going to call it on Sin? It's going to be on Anderson. Ben Anderson just checked in a moment ago. And Sin got the block, but Anderson on the foul. And McClellan will be at the line for Brattleboro for 2. That's the 6th-team foul.
Got him with a body, I think.
On Rutland High. McClellan, a left-hander, fires up the first and misses. He'll get another. The foul on Ben Anderson was his first. It's Anderson with Bliss, Barron, Sin, and Anagnos in there right now for Rutland High. Shane McClellan, a 6'2 senior, has missed the first. His second shot is up off the top back of the rim and no good. Rebound fought for, and it goes out of bounds, and it goes off
Costello.
Brattleboro went off Costello, so the Raiders will control in the backcourt. Golding, Norris, Costello, Moselle, and McClellan right now for Brattleboro. Barron dribbles into the forecourt to the key to the lane, pulls it up on the left. He wanted to go to Sin, it went by him, and then Anagnos tried to save it at the sideline, couldn't do it. And Brattleboro will control in the backcourt.
Good idea right there. Luke Barron taking the ball all the way down on Trevor Golding. Would have been nice to get the third foul on Trevor Golding here late in the first half. He's got to play that whole second half thinking about now picking up his fourth.
Penny is in for the Raiders for Luke Barron as Trevor Golding controls into the forecourt now for Brattleboro. A minute 20 remaining in the half. With it is McClellan, right side of the circle, dribbles into the key. To Norris now, to the right side of the lane, pulls up for the jumper and hits. Rutland 21 and Brattleboro 14. 1:09 remaining first half. A very low-scoring ball game so far. Sin against Norris to the left baseline, forces the shot. It's no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it goes off Rutland High. Brattleboro will control in the backcourt. Brattleboro right now indeed using the man-to-man. They've used the 2-3 as well. The Raiders exclusively in the man-to-man in this one. Raiders now going with Penny and Nagnus, Sin, Anderson, and Bliss. Golding controlling for Brattleboro out near midcourt. Left sideline to Josh Norris. 48 seconds left in the first half. Norris looking inside. Rolling off the dribble now, goes to the left baseline, stops the dribble to Moselle, now on the right to Golding, right side of the circle to the key to the lane. His pass stolen away by Sin. Sin going to work on Norris. He drives to the bucket, lays it up, no good. Rebound tapped around, scramble for the basketball, and Nagnus with it. He goes down, and we got a jump ball situation. Nagnus was tied up by Costello, and it will be Brattleboro's basketball with 28 seconds left in the first half. Raiders have a 7-point lead, 21-14. Golding down the middle against Brian Penny. On the right to Costello, right sideline. Dribbles around toward the right baseline. And he lost it out of bounds, and it was knocked out of bounds by Nagnus. So Brattleboro will have the basketball at the baseline with 16 seconds remaining in the first half. Trevor Golding getting set to put the ball into play for the Brattleboro Colonels. Golding looking around, and he gets it way out front to Moselle. Moselle on the right to Norris. Near the right sideline, picked up by Sin. Out front to Golding, 10 seconds left in the half. Golding picked up by Penny, throws up the long three. It's no good. Rebound, Anderson to Sin. 2 seconds left, Sin, left sideline. The long bomb, short as time expires, ending the first half. He might have gotten that one off a little bit too late. Even if it went, it would not have counted. So we played a half here, the big matchup in the Marble Valley League A division at the Keefe Gym at halftime. A very low-scoring first half indeed. It's Rutland at 21, Brattleboro 14. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. basketball. Brattleboro at 10-5 overall, winners of 8 straight and 4-1 in league play. Rutland at 9-4 overall, 4-1 in league play. And of course, Rutland's got the big game in South Burlington tomorrow afternoon. So they not only have to win this one, they got to, even though this is the bigger game in the league, you got to remember that I think most coaches would agree the higher seed is the key, and going to keep on winning. And remember, the Raiders, as you told me, the Raiders penalized somewhat by the 19-game schedule after that South Burlington game here was canceled.
They don't take that in consideration when they look at the overall record. They look at total percentage. I can't think of the correct term, but it's an overall percentage of how many wins you have on how many games, and so it's a disadvantage to the Raiders, if anything, to not have that extra game. But it'll be good to play one of those northern teams now late in the season to see how they play and match up against them.
So it's Raiders basketball going right to left here in the second half. Brattleboro going left to right. Luke Barron with it left side out to Bliss. Brent Bliss is in there with Sin, St. Peter, Anagnos, and Barron. And here's St. Peter's 17-footer he hits. Well, the Raiders matched their biggest lead at the beginning of the second half. The Raiders lead at 23-14. Trevor Golding, Chris Costello, Arana, McClellan, and Norse right now for Brattleboro. With it, right corner is Golding. Back to the right wing to Costello. Down low, wanted to go to McClellan, knocked away, but it goes right to Arana. To the key to the lane. He pulls up for the short jumper. It's no good. Rebound. McClellan back up, no good. It will not fall for Brattleboro. Costello tried to save it, did on a nice play to Golding to Norse. Back to Costello. He lays it up and in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Costello with great hustle saved it at the baseline and ended up cashing in on the drive for the baseline, and he got fouled. And he's got an opportunity for a three-point play. The foul, I believe, was on Jimmy Anagnos, and that is number 2 on Jimmy, first on the team.
The reason right now, just to
23-16 Raiders, okay.
The reason we're seeing Brent Bristol right now, I believe Severson has he's bleeding out of his nose or something. He's got a different number on, so when he comes into the game, he's wearing number 11. So
yeah, you got to change when you have blood on your uniform. 23-17 as Costello hit the free throw to complete the three-point play. The Raiders with the lead. St. Peter's shot is no good. Rebound fought for it. It goes out of bounds, and it goes off the Raiders, and Brattleboro will control in the backcourt. So the Raiders now lead it by 6 after the three-point play by Costello. Hit the bucket and then got the free throw as well. Coming down on 7 minutes remaining third quarter. With it left sideline is Norse. Down low now to Arana. Back out it goes to McClellan on the right to Golding. Down low to Costello. Turnaround for the baseline, no good. And a foul on Jimmy Anagnos, so he gets 2 quick ones here in the second half. And that's 3 on Jimmy, 2 on the team. It's a shooting foul. Costello will be at the line for 2 shots. Yeah, when you get blood on your uniform, both hockey and basketball, you got to change your uniform, and that's what the situation is for Severson. As Anderson is in for the Raiders for Jimmy Anagnos.
That's a bad break right there for the Raiders, and Anagnos was doing a great job, like I mentioned, at halftime on Costello, and now he's got 3 fouls. He's going to have to sit probably for the majority of this quarter.
Costello hits the first. He'll get another, and Brattleboro's climbed to within 5. It's Rutland 23, Brattleboro 18.
Bob, who got the first Raider basketball tonight?
Second shot by Costello was no good. Rebound Arana, but we got a whistle, maybe a lane violation. Or it's going to be a foul. And it's a foul on Antonio Dorado Arana, and that's his third. That's the first on the team, so Arana pushing off in the rebounding action. Here's Mike Severson in now for Rutland High for Brent Bliss. Full court pressure by Brattleboro. Anderson throws it to Barron as they break the pressure. Barron goes coast to coast. A shot blocked by Costello. Got a foul on Chris Costello. Luke Barron will be at the line for 2, and Costello now has 3 fouls for Brattleboro. Or is it 3 or 2? That's 2. Check it. And that's the second on the team. Luke Barron at the line for 2 for Rutland High.
Luke's on opening, and he's a fast player. He's the fastest one out there, in my opinion, and he just took it right down the lane. Took it hard to the hoop, just like he's supposed to. A nice play by Luke.
Shot by Barron is around the rim, no good. He'll get another.
They're still struggling here from the free throw line. They've only hit
1 for 7.
Yeah, 1 for 7 right now.
That's highly uncharacteristic for the Raiders. Second shot by Barron is no good. Missed them both. McClellan the rebound, outlet to Costello. Again, that foul on Costello was number 2. Trevor Golding with the basketball now. He's got 2 fouls as he dribbles into the forecourt for Brattleboro. To the key on the left to Norse now. Norse top of the circle. He dribbles to the right toward the right sideline and stops. Looking inside on the bounce down low to Arana, right baseline. Back out to Norse, up for three. It's in and out, no good. Rebound, Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles up for Rutland High. Sievertson in the forecourt, down the middle on McClellan. Both teams in the man-to-man. Left sideline, Sin. Sin now lost it, but it's picked up by Luke Barron. Wanted to go back to St. Peter, knocked out of bounds by Costello, and we got a foul on St. Peter for pushing Chris Costello. And the foul on St. Peter is his second, and that's the third on the team. Brattleboro will control in the backcourt. Raiders lead at 23-18, 6:08 left third quarter. Trevor Golding, Chris Costello, Arana, Norse, and McClellan right now for the Colonels. As with it is Norse, way out front, left sideline now. On the bounce to the left baseline to Costello, back to Norse, back to Costello, left baseline. Triple team. Back to Norse, now to Arana, left wing, to the left side of the lane. Head fakes, pumps up the short jumper and hits off the glass. And that's your bad luck, Andy. Arana's in the book. That's his first bucket of the ball game. It's 23-20, Rutland by 3. Brattleboro's climbed back into this one. Sin, a 14-footer's no good. Rebound, Anderson. Back out to Sin to the key to the lane. His jumper is no good, but we got a foul, I believe, before the shot. We'll wait and see here. The foul is on Josh Norse.
It's his first.
And that is number 1. It was on the shot, not before the shot. So the first on Norse, and that's the third on the team. So it is a shooting foul, and Jeff Sin will be at the line for 2.
Sin did a nice job to get Norse up in the air and then go back up into him to cause a foul. Tried the three-point play, but didn't get a good shot off.
Shot by Sin is good. He'll get another as the Raiders lead at 24-20. Somehow I thought it was before he double pumped. That's why I thought it was on the floor originally. Second shot by Sin is good. He gets both, and it's 25-20. The Raiders have a 5-point lead. Back again. 5:25 remaining third quarter. Into the forecourt is Golding. Up top now to McClellan, down low to Costello. He lays it in. Costello had it underneath and got the easy bucket. Rutland 25, Brattleboro 22 now. Bringing it the other way for the Raiders is Mike Sievertson into the forecourt. Sievertson to the right baseline, goes to St. Peter, now to Sin, to the free throw line. He goes now to Sievertson into the lane. His running right-hander, no good. Rebound, McClellan. McClellan into the forecourt, down the middle. On the bounce to Golding, lost it out of bounds, but Sievertson came back to knock it out.
Good defense by Sievertson. Good hustle getting down the floor. He missed the shot, and then he hustled all the way back down to knock that out. That would have been an easy layup for Golding right there.
Drew Kasich is in for Arana for Brattleboro. It'll be Brattleboro's basketball from the baseline. Golding gets it in right sideline to Costello. Holds the ball over his head. Down low to Kasich, right baseline. Turns, fires up, no good. Anderson the rebound. Anderson goes to Luke Barrett. 4:45 remaining third quarter. It's the Raiders by 3, 25-22. Luke Barron to the right sideline. He goes to St. Peter, now to Anderson. On the left, it goes to Mike Sievertson. Dribbles left to right, stops at the free throw line. Shovels it off for Sin, left side of the circle. Now to St. Peter, down low to Anderson. And his shot from the left baseline is no good, but he was fouled. Ben Anderson will be at the line for 2. And who they call that one? That one's on Kasich, number 2. Number 4 on Brattleboro. Finley in for Brattleboro. Getting a breather is Trevor Golding. Ben Anderson at the line for 2 for Rutland High. Ben is a 6'6" junior. Ben Anderson, Sievertson, St. Peter, Sin, and Barron. The alignment for the Raiders. Shot by Anderson, no good off the back of the rim. This is incredible. Raiders from the line tonight.
Awful.
Usually very good.
Jeff Sin hit his 2 chances tonight, but the rest of the team's ice cold from the line.
Second shot by Ben Anderson is no good. Rebound goes to Finley. The Raiders with a 3-point lead, and Brattleboro has the basketball. With it is Norse, left sideline in the forecourt. Norse down low to Kasich. Back to Norse, left sideline to the left baseline. Pulls it up and forces the shot. It's no good off the rim. Back up by Norse, no good. He was fouled by Barron. Followed up his missed shot, tried to go back up in the baseline. And the foul on Luke Barron is number 2. Number 4 on the team, Josh Norse at the line for 2 for Brattleboro with 4:10 remaining third quarter. And Rutland holding on to the 3-point lead.
This is only the 4th time Brattleboro's gone to the line tonight. Norse is 0 for 1, and Costello's made 2.
Norse misses the first, he'll get another. Brian Pinney checks in for Rutland High for Luke Barron. Kasich, McClellan, Norse, Finley, and Costello for Brattleboro. Norris has missed the first. His second shot is up. No good. He missed them both. Rebound Kasich. Back up. No good. He was fouled. So Kasich will be at the line for 2.
It's going to be on Anderson.
It is on Ben Anderson, number 2, and that is number 5 on the team. So now Drew Kasich, a 6'4 senior, will be at the line for 2 shots.
The Raiders are still forcing things offensively right now. They're not using their setup style offense, and
Kasich misses the first. He'll get another.
When they come down the floor, they're not setting up. What I mean by setting up is they're setting up, but they're not using their offense. They're just kind of screening across and not really setting any kind of plays and trying to get a man open underneath for an easy layup.
Barrasso checks in for the Raiders for Ben Anderson. Kasich's second shot, no good. He missed them both. Rebound Sin. So Brattleboro just missed 4 straight free throws there in the last couple of seconds. Sin with it right corner for the Raiders. Out front to Mark Barrasso, just checked in. Left wing to Severson. 17-footer switch. Big bucket for Mike Severson. As the Raiders go up 27-22. 3:48 left, third quarter. Into the forecourt slowly is Josh Norris for the Colonels, picked up by Pinney. Norris with it right sideline, dribbles down the sideline and stops out front to Finley. Finley to the key to the left side of the lane. We'll get a whistle away from the basketball. And I believe it's on Barrasso. Foul on Mark Barrasso of the Raiders. And that's his first, and that is now the 6th-team foul on Rutland High. Brattleboro's got 4 team fouls. So the next Raider foul will send the Colonels to the line. We have 3:36 left in the third quarter. As Norris gets the ball into play to Finley, right sideline, down low to Kasich. Spins, fires, no good. Rebound Costello, he lays it up, no good. It was blocked by St. Peter, but we got a foul on Stuart St. Peter. Foul on St. Peter is number 3, and that puts the team over the limit, but it is a shooting foul. Sid Thompson wants a timeout. Got a timeout on the floor. 3:30 remaining third quarter. Our score, Rutland 27, Brattleboro 22. Back after this 30-second timeout.
The best.
Jack Healey, Andy Rice back at the Keefe Gym. Rutland is 3 for 12 from the foul line tonight. Brattleboro is 2 out of 10 from the line.
They're awful right now from the line. Coach Thompson called the timeout right there. He's very frustrated with his team right now. He was saying to him how they worked all week on putting a body on these bigger Brattleboro players, and they're not doing it right now. Brattleboro's just getting second chances. If they could hit free throws, they'd have the lead right now.
Well, either team. Costello is at the line for 2 for Brattleboro. He misses the first. Brattleboro now 2 for 11 from the line. Costello will get another.
That's the first one he's missed. He was 2 for 2 from the line, Costello individually.
Chris Costello for the Brattleboro Colonels. His second shot is no good. Missed them both, and Sin on the rebound. Brattleboro 0 for 6 in the last minute or so from the free throw line. Sin into the forecourt to the left baseline. Pulls up for the short jumper and hits. He did that all by himself. Jeff Sin and the Raiders go up by 7, 29-22. 3:14 left, third quarter. Across the line comes Josh Norris for Brattleboro. Down the right sideline, stops. Up top to Kasich. Down low, one to Costello. Had to save it at the baseline. Did to Norris right sideline. Cross court to Finley. Drives baseline. Lays it up. No good. Got a foul against the Raiders, and Finley will be at the line for 2. And the foul is on Jeff Sin. That foul on Jeff is his first. The Raiders over the limit. And again, Brattleboro has a man at the line for 2 shots. This time it is Alex Finley, a 5'9 senior.
Well, that's a good sign for the Raiders right now, considering Jeff's got almost
He misses. He'll get another.
Jeff's got almost half of the Raider points. He's got 14 of the 29 points right now for the Raiders. So he's not in foul trouble right now. So the one guy that's really shooting the ball well tonight, he hit both his free throws, is Jeff Sin, and he's not in foul trouble.
Second shot by Finley. He misses. He missed them both. And the rebound finally goes to Penny as he chases it down. So Brattleboro what now? 0 for 8 in the last minute or so here in the third quarter from the free throw line. Unbelievable. Severson with it left wing. Severson toward the left baseline. Sends it to the key now, left side of the circle to Brian Pinney. Back on the left wing to St. Peter. 15-footer, no good. Rebound tap back to St. Peter. Spins left side of the lane, back up, no good. He was fouled. So Stu St. Peter will be out the line for 2 for Rutland High. The foul, I believe, is on McClellan. Shane McClellan, his second. 5th on the team. And Stuart St. Peter will be at the line for the Raiders for 2 shots. The Raiders 3 out of 12 from the line.
The Raiders have got to start doing this more often. They've got to get McClellan or Kasich, one of those guys, their third foul, and get them out of the game right now because they're eating them up right now.
St. Peter hits the first around the rim and in. He'll get another as the Raiders go up 30-22. They've opened up an 8-point lead. 2:38 left in the third quarter. Second shot by St. Peter is good. He gets them both, so St. Peter ends that long drought from the free throw line. And the Raiders now match their biggest lead. They now lead it by 9, 31-22. Into the forecourt down the middle for Brattleboro. Josh Norris dribbles to the right baseline, picked up by Pinney. Norris brings it back right wing to Finley now. When the sideline of the key, dribbles to the key. On the bounce now to Kasich into the lane. His 14-footer's good. Rutland 31, Brattleboro 24. 2:15 left third quarter. Pinney into the forecourt, picked up by Finley now. Pinney on the cut to St. Peter. His 15-footer's good. St. Peter hitting the bucket from the free throw line. The Raiders back up by 9 again, 33-24. Less than 2 minutes remaining third quarter. With it is Norris, dribbles to the key and stops. Down low to Kasich, now to McClellan in the lane. McClellan drives down, the lane scoops it up, no good. Rebound, back up, and good by Josh Norris, and we got a whistle and a foul. Norris has an opportunity for a three-point play. Josh Norris got underneath among the big guys and managed to get the bucket, and he got fouled as well. And the foul, I believe, is on Pinney. That's his second. And on the team, again, the Raiders over the limit, 33-26, the Raiders by 7. Norris at the line. Is out is Finley, and back into the ball game is Arana for Brattleboro. Shot by Norris is no good. He missed that one. Rebound goes to Costello, left side of the lane. Started over again, left wing. His pass knocked away by St. Peter. Scramble for the basketball. Barassa managed to hit it off Arana out of bounds. Great play by Mark Barassa.
Great play by Mark. Coming off the bench, sparking the Raiders. Maybe they'll get a little run going here.
Well, the Raiders lead at 33-26, a minute 33 remaining third quarter. Sin going to work on McClellan, sends it to St. Peter in the key. 17-footer bank. St. Peter leading the Raiders here in the third quarter. A couple of free throws and a couple of buckets as well. The Raiders now lead it by 9 again, 35-26. Costello to the key to the line. He fires up. Short, no good. Rebound fought for McClellan with it. Right side of the lane. His shot back up, no good. Rebound Kasich, back up and good. Rutland 35, Brattleboro 28. 1:03 remaining third quarter. Sin into the forecourt, picked up by McClellan, left wing to Barassa, on the left to St. Peter. Fires and hits. St. Peter on fire in the third quarter. And St. Peter is leading the Raiders, 37-28. The Raiders by 9 again. 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter. With it is Norris near the left sideline. Josh Norris loops it down low for Arana. At the baseline, fires up and hits, but we got a whistle and a foul before the shot. Offensive foul on
Arana.
no, Antonio Dorado.
Antonio Dorado Arana.
Yeah, I just wanted you to say it once.
That's his fourth.
That's his fourth.
They've eliminated the wrong big man here. We got to tell the Raiders we need Kasich or Costello out of the game. Arana's come off the bench, but he probably won't see much time.
Barassa out, Bliss back in for the Raiders. Barassa did a nice job, hustled all over the place while he was in there. 30 seconds remaining third quarter. Rutland High leads at 37-28. The Raiders with a 9-point lead as they spread it out a bit. Severson with it right sideline. Severson out front to Jeff Sin near the midcourt circle. 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Jeff Sin going to work on Costello into the lane. His short jumper, good. And the Raiders lead it by 11, their biggest lead. Rutland 39, Brattleboro 28. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Golding, who's back in, throws up the left-hander, no good from the baseline. Rebound, Arana back up and good at the buzzer. It is going to count. Arana on the bucket at the buzzer, and that's the end of the third quarter. After 3, our score, Rutland High 39. Brattleboro 30. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Our service makes warm friends.
Jack Healey back with Andy Rice at the Keefe Gym. It's Rutland 39, Brattleboro 30 as we get set for the fourth quarter. Stuart St. Peter scored 10 points for the Raiders in the third quarter, as the Raiders outscored the Colonels 18-16 in the quarter to increase a 7-point halftime lead to 9 as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Raiders have led by as many as 11. Trevor Golding back in, as we mentioned. He checked in toward the tail end of the third quarter. Golding, Costello, McClellan, Arana, and Kasich right now for Brattleboro. It's Brattleboro's basketball. Golding with it, out to Costello right wing. Back to Golding right sideline. Trevor Golding dribbles right to left and goes back to the right toward the sideline. Looking inside. On the cut now to McClellan into the lane. Forces the shot. It's no good. Rebound Arana from the right baseline. Back up, no good. Rebound, fought for it. It goes out of bounds. And it goes off Rutland High, so Brattleboro will control. Ben Anderson in, Brent Bliss, Jeff Sin, Luke Barron, and Mike Siebertson for Rutland.
The Raiders have to do a better job on the boards. Brattleboro right now is eating them up on the offensive board.
Pass comes in now to Costello, right sideline. Up for three. Swish. Big three-pointer for Chris Costello. That's the first three-pointer for either team tonight. 39-33, the Raiders by 6. Here's Sin, and he drives and lays it in as he went down the baseline and laid it in left-handed. Great play by Jeff Sin. Raiders lead it by 8, 41-33, early going fourth quarter. Down the middle, Golding, left wing to Arana, down low, wanted to go to Kasich. By him and out of bounds, the Raiders will control in the backcourt. St. Peter had a breather. He's back in now. What a big third quarter he had. And Agnes checks back in. Bliss and Anderson sit down for Rutland High.
The Raiders did the bulk of that scoring without an Agnes on the floor. And Costello got a few points, but not that many there in the third quarter. But an Agnes is back in. We're going to see a good matchup here for the fourth.
Right wing Siebertson down low to Agnes, and his turnaround is good from the right baseline. It's going to count. He got fouled. Jimmy and Agnes, opportunity for a three-point play as the Raiders lead it by 10, 43-33. 6:55 remaining in the ball game.
Kasich.
And the foul is on Kasich, number 3. Jimmy and Agnes, opportunity for a three-point play for Rutland High. Looks, fires, and it's in and out, back in again. Raiders lead it by 11. That matches their biggest lead. Rutland 44, Brattleboro 33. Trevor Golding across the line, down the middle for Brattleboro. Left wing to Costello now. Picked up by Anagnos. Costello dribbles left to the right side of the circle, right sideline to Golding. Golding will throw up the three. It's no good off the rim. Rebound, Arana left baseline. Arana dribbles toward the sideline and stops. Arana spins around, still looking. Goes down to McClellan, drives baseline, goes underneath the bucket. His pass stolen away by Barron. Luke Barron starts the break. All the way to the bucket, lays it up, no good. Got a foul against Brattleboro. Barron will be at the line for 2.
That one's on Costello. That's a big one.
That foul before on Brattleboro was their 6th. Now this puts them over the limit. And that foul on Costello, as Andy mentioned, is his 3rd.
So now Kasich and Costello each have 3 fouls here early in the fourth.
Luke Barron at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. Luke Barron, 6'1" senior, looks and fires. It's good. Raiders now lead it by 12, 45-33. This is their biggest lead of the ball game.
But they've made their last 6 of 10 here, the Raiders from the line.
Second shot good by Barron. Hits them both, and the Raiders go up by 13. It's Rutland 46, Brattleboro 33. 6:22 left in the ball game. Trevor Golding into the forecourt now for Brattleboro. Dribbles to the right side of the circle, down the right side of the lane. Backs it up toward the sideline and goes to Costello right sideline. And Costello wants a timeout. Got a timeout on the floor. 6:11 remaining in the ball game. Our score, Rutland 46, Brattleboro 33. Back after this 30-second break.
Parking.
Back at the Keefe Gym, the Raiders by 13 with 6:11 left in the ball game. Tonight's game to be taped is being taped for telecast at a later date on Channel 15. Brian Mayhew is the cameraman.
As I mentioned, the Raiders have hit their last, they're 7 for 11 in the second half from the free throw line, so a big improvement for them. The story right now is Brattleboro. They missed 9, 10 of 12 in the third quarter.
Norris is back in for Brattleboro, throws the ball into Costello halfway between the circles as Brattleboro controls. Costello picked up by Anagnos right side of the circle. On the bounce, wanted to go to Kasich, knocked away, goes right to Norris, drives the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound, St. Peter. St. Peter's outlet pass to Barron, then Barron lost it to Golding, and Golding lost it out of bounds. So the Raiders will go on over the backcourt, going with Mike Siebertson, Luke Barron, Jeff Sin, Stuart St. Peter, and Jimmy Anagnos. Trevor Golding, Josh Norris, Chris Costello, Shane McClellan, and Drew Kasich for Brattleboro.
They've got the 13-point lead. This is when they've got to be patient, work their offense, and try to get a good shot.
Sin into the lane, sends it out to Luke Barron, now between the sideline and the key to the right baseline off the bounce to Jimmy and Agnes. Back to Barron, back out front to Sin. 5:40 left in the ball game. Sievertson with it left sideline. Back out to Barron, midcourt circle, right sideline to Sin. They just lead it by 13, 46-33. Sin to Anagnos, to the key to the lane. He pulls it up, back out to Sin. The Raiders spreading it out. Luke Barron with it now right sideline. Back to Anagnos, back to Barron. Barron chased by Golding all the way to the lane. Golding follows him. Barron will be at the line for a 1-and-1. Brattleboro's over the limit. That's 3 on Trevor Golding. 5:19 left in the ball game.
This is when the Raiders are going to have to start hitting those free throws.
Yep,
they weren't doing it early,
exactly.
But this is the time of the game when they can put this game away here if they start making their free throws.
They have connected on them lately, though.
They certainly have. 7 from 11 here. 7 for 11, excuse me, in
They're
the
now
second half.
8 for 17 overall. Shot by Luke Barron is good. He'll get another. Raiders have opened up a 14-point lead. Rutland 47, Brattleboro 33.
That's 3 in a row for Luke right now. He hit 2 big ones earlier in this quarter.
Second shot by Barron is good. 2 free throws for Luke Barron, and the Raiders have opened up a 15-point lead. Their biggest lead of the ball game. Rutland 48, Brattleboro 33. Down the middle, Trevor Golding, left sideline to Josh Norris. Picked up by Sin on the bounce. Down low it goes to Costello. His turnaround off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound St. Peter. Outlet to Barron. Barron into the forecourt down the left sideline for Rutland High. Barron dribbles out toward the middle and goes to Sievertson. Back to Barron, way out near midcourt. Barron dribbles left to right, dribbles to the lane, out to St. Peter. 17-footers no good. St. Peter the rebound. Goes to Sievertson, right baseline. Back out to the right sideline to Luke Barron. Luke Barron back out front to Sin as the Raiders spread it out. Sin picked up by Josh Norris. Looks around, sends it now to Barron, right side of the lane. His turnaround is in and out off the glass. Rebound Sievertson. His shot blocked, but we get a foul against Brattleboro. Looks to me like it's on McClellan, and it is on Shane McClellan. Sievertson at the line for 2. The foul on McClellan, number 3. 4:34 left in the ball game. The Raiders lead it by 15.
Sievertson's 1 for 1 from the line right now.
Mike Sievertson looks and fires. It's no good. Short. We'll get another. Alex Finley will check in for Brattleboro now, and Finley comes in for Chris Costello.
It's a much improved half, I think, for the Raiders as a team. They're playing good defense like they were in the first half, but offensively they've stepped it up a notch. They're taking the ball strong to the hole, taking it to these big guys, and now they're spreading it out like they should and just try to sit on this lead.
Sievertson hits the second. He gets 1 out of 2, and the Raiders have opened up a 16-point lead. Rutland 49, Brattleboro 33. 4:30 left in the ball game. With it for Brattleboro, Josh Norris. On the left goes to Trevor Golding between the sideline and the key. On the cut underneath the McClellan left baseline. Doesn't get a shot there. Shut off by Anagnos as he sends it out to Finley, left sideline. Finley dribbles left to right. On the right sideline to Golding. Trevor Golding looking at the bucket, dribbles right to left to the key to the lane. To the left corner now to Finley. Throws up the 3. Short, no good. Rebound fought for. And it goes to Kasich on the bounce back to Golding. He lines up the 3, then dribbles into the lane. His shot blocked by St. Peter, comes down to Sin. Starts the break. Sin will keep, and getting back to knock it out of bounds was Golding. Got a foul on Trevor Golding. And now Trevor Golding's got 4. Sin will be at the line for 2.
And next time down the court, I would give the ball to Luke Barron and just tell him to take Trevor Golding one-on-one, get him out of the game, and then this will pretty much seal it for the Raiders. They knock their free throws down the rest of the way.
3:54 left, 49-33. Raiders, shot by Sin is good, and the Raiders now have really opened it up. Lead at 50-33.
Brattleboro's only got the 3-pointer right now from Costello in the whole 4th quarter.
Second shot by Sin is good. He gets them both. It's Rutland 51, Brattleboro 33, and the Raiders, as they did at Brattleboro, are really starting to open things up here. Left sideline, Finley on the cut to Norris in the lane, ducks underneath and lays it in. Rutland 51, Brattleboro 35. In the backcourt, Sievertson with it now. Chased by Finley, goes to Sin. Chased by Norris, Sin across the line. The bounce right sideline to Luke Barron. Luke Barron down the sideline, stops the dribble on the bounce at the baseline to Sin. His fadeaway is good. Rutland 53, Brattleboro 35. 3:22 left in the ball game. Pass from Golding intended for Kasich, knocked out of bounds by St. Peter. Brattleboro made a little run in the third quarter. As a matter of fact, it was a relatively close ball game until St. Peter got hot in the third quarter, and that's been the key.
It certainly has. Sin right now is pacing all scores. He's got 22 points.
Norris, right side of the lane, fires up, no good. Rebound, Sievertson. He covers up and then gets fouled by Norris, and Mike Sievertson will be at the line for a 1-and-1. Brattleboro's over the limit. Both teams over the limit, as a matter of fact. That foul on Josh Norris is his second. 3:11 left of the ball game. Into the ball game now for Brattleboro is Andy Stockwell, a 5'8 junior who has not played tonight, as Coach Bashford is right on the verge of clearing the bench. Brattleboro had won 8 straight coming into this one tonight. Ryan Pinney gets set to check in for Rutland High. The shot by Sievertson is no good, and Kasich came down with a rebound and goes to Norris. Norris on the forecourt, right sideline. Down low now to McClellan in the lane. His turnaround is no good, and the rebound comes to Sievertson. And Sievertson is tied up by McClellan, but he's fouled by McClellan. And Sievertson again will go to the line for a 1-and-1. And that foul on McClellan is number 4 as Penny and Anderson come in for the Raiders. For Barron and Stuart St. Peter. And Stuart St. Peter, a big hand for the folks here at the Keefe Gym. He's the guy that turned things around when, even though the Raiders have been in control really throughout, but really started the Raiders on their run to put this game away.
He certainly did. He paced him in the third quarter. He had 10 points. He's got 12 for the game. He certainly was the key for the Raiders in the third quarter, scoring-wise.
Shot by Sievertson is good. The Raiders lead at 54-35. Ben Moselle has checked in for Brattleboro, and now checking in is Mark Spino. And checking out is Josh Norris. Costello checked out before when Moselle checked in. Second shot by Sievertson around the rim and in. Mike Sievertson with 2 free throws, and the Raiders now lead it by a score of 55-35. Sievertson out. Bliss is in. Bliss, Penny, Anderson, Sin, and Anagnos, the alignment right now for Rutland High. Raiders with a 20-point lead. 2:52 left in the ball game. Spino for Brattleboro. Has a way out front, sends it to Moselle out near midcourt. On the right to Finley, dribbles right to left. Back out, want to go to Spino. Knocked into the backcourt by Bliss. Spino chases it down, tried to save it. Goes right to Sin. And Sin will spread it out for Rutland High. If Sin has it knocked away, picks it up again in the backcourt, back across the line. On the bounce to Anderson, right baseline. Cross court to Bliss. 2:30 left in the ball game. The Raiders lead it by 20. On the right to Jeff Sin near the right sideline, and he is fouled rather diligently by Alex Finley. Jeff Sin will be at the line for a 1-and-1.
That right there, in my opinion, is where Jeff Sin's matured. Last year, he would have taken that shot when he got the ball thrown back. It was going out of bounds, and it got saved, and it went right to Jeff at the top of the key. And in my opinion, last year, he would have shot that ball, but instead he pulled it out. Very impressive play. Jimmy Anagnos getting a big hand right now coming out. He did a great job on Costello.
Ross is in. The shot by Sin is good. He'll get another one. Nat North is into the ball game for McClellan for Brattleboro. The foul on Finley was his first, by the way. Still got McClellan's up there. 56-35 Raiders. Second shot by Sin is good as it goes around the rim and in. The Raiders lead at 57-35. Jeff Sin checks out of the ball game now. And John Parker checks in. Good effort tonight for Rutland, despite their long cold streak at the line, and Brattleboro did the same thing. The Raiders then started to hit from the line and from the floor, and they put this game away. Spino in the lane, 14-footer, no good. Barassa the rebound. Barassa to Penny. Penny, Bliss, Barassa, Barker, and Anderson right now for Rutland High. Coming down on 2 minutes left in the ball game. Penny with it. From the sideline in the middle. On the right now to Bliss. Bliss picked up by Finley. Goes to the right sideline to Anderson. Back out to Bliss. Bliss almost lost it and then falls down. It's picked off by Finley. Pulls up for the 3. And his shot is deflected out of bounds. And actually Spino tried to save it. And it went off Spino. So the Raiders controlling the backcourt with 1:45 left in the ball game. Rutland 57, Brattleboro 35. In the backcourt is Penny. Picked up by Spino in the backcourt. Penny into the forecourt down the middle. Penny to the key to the left side of the lane. Back out now to Barassa, now to Bliss in the lane. Stripped by Finley. Finley into the forecourt. Finley to the bucket. Running right-hander, no good. Rebound to Barassa. Finley steals. Back up to the baseline, no good. Rebound, fought for. Still a scramble for it. It goes to Stockwell, up for three. Hits. Andy Stockwell for Brattleboro, a three-pointer. 2 3-pointers in this game, both for Brattleboro. Costello had the other one. It's Rutland 57, Brattleboro 38. Scramble for the basketball as Bliss has trouble with it. Picked off by North to Stockwell. Lines up the three, and it's no good short. Rebound Barassa. A minute left in the ball game. Barassa hands it off to Penny. Raiders lead at 57-38. There's Bliss with it left sideline to the left baseline. He drives, lays it up, no good. He was fouled, I believe, by Nat North. Nat North has checked into the ballgame, but we didn't mention it before. Brattleboro continued to clear the bench. And North, Moselle, Spino, Stockwell, and Finley in there right now for Brattleboro. And foul is on Nat North, his first. And at the line for two is Brent Bliss for Rutland High with 48 seconds left in the ball game. Shot is in and out, no good. So the Raiders will move to 5-1 in league play, and Brattleboro 4-2. Both of Brattleboro's losses to the Raiders in league play. Second shot is good by Bliss. And the Raiders lead at 58-38. Stockwell into the forecourt. Right wing, he pulls it up. To the right corner, he goes to North. On the bounce, wanted to go inside of Moselle, picked off by Anderson. 37 seconds left in the ball game. Raiders lead it by 20, 58-38. Down the middle comes Penny. Penny has trouble, but sends it left side now to Brent Bliss. Cross court now to Barker. Barker to the right side of the lane, and he's traveling. Brattleboro will have the basketball with 23 seconds left in the ball game.
You need to help me out. Did Bliss hit the first free throw?
No, Bliss missed the first and hit the second free throw.
Thanks.
Finley with it, 17 seconds left. Alex Finley between the sideline and the key to the left corner. He goes to Stockwell, and Stockwell hits the three. 58-41 Raiders. 5 seconds left here in the ball game. Anderson with it, 2 seconds left out to Penny, and that's the ball game. And the Raiders have wanted a solid Rutland High win. Rutland 58, Brattleboro 41. The Raiders pulling out in the third quarter. They had things pretty well under control, led by 7 after a quarter, by 7 at halftime. Pulled out to a 9-point lead after 3, and ended up winning at 58-41. They were in control, but really the third quarter, the key, when Stuart St. Peter got hot, both teams cold from the line. But when St. Peter got hot in the third quarter, that sent the Raiders on their way. That's your final. Rutland High 58, Brattleboro 41.